Okay, there we go. Hello guys, I'm sorry for you guys that was in the last one. I accidentally ended it. But anyways, we're here. We're going to beat... Oh my gosh. My words aren't working tonight. Okay. We are going to beat FNAF1 tonight. I have my Freddy Fanta. Hello guys, I'm sorry for you guys that was in the... Oh my god. One day I'll learn. And I have my dinner with me tonight, so I won't have to pause and then come back to find a broken string. So, yeah. I feel like I just need to start. I won't press new game again. Okay, continue. I'll just start at 99% power. I'm reading the call. I can't stand Freddy being all creepy. I'm so bad at that. I like freak out. But she didn't. She just wants to share her cupcakes with us. Okay. You guys definitely try. How many tries it's gonna take me to beat this? Foxy always just screams in my face. care more about Freddy moving around, but... Get more about my palette. Why does it just not work? Oh! Yep. Yep. Take 3. We've got Bonnie and we've got Foxy so far. Let's see if we can die. Let's see if we die from all 4 of them. Or I guess, man. They are so fast today. It's not already there, okay. We haven't gotten Golden Freddy. Can you get Golden Freddy in this one? I think we can, right? Can you just like sit there? Hi, Adam. Or Aiden. What's up? hair. Great. Yeah, okay. was like nothing's really gonna happen. Everybody was up on my face. Can't let your guard down. Oh, that's so freaky. Look, you can see Freddy when it's like in the static. So freaky. It was good. I don't really know how that works, but. Oh, I don't know. Oh, shit. My camera just randomly goes in and out, so, yeah. I'm gonna have to pee, so after Bonnie kills me, I'm gonna go. I meant to pull up this. LOL. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's kill Freddy. it's at. I know. They like came like one after the other, which I feel like this game loves to do. Oh shoot. Oh, Freddy. Yeah. Freddy scares me because I don't know when he's just gonna pop right back in the world. Is he hiding things? They won't really do two at the same time. Well, damn. Because I was wrong. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Guys, I'm so exhausted. I might have to bring back the until my Fanta's out rule. Don't worry, it's not out. I still have like this much. But I'm so tired. I might have overestimated my ability. But hopefully we beat it before I run out of FNAF. But see, I'm so tired and nothing I'm saying makes any sense. I'm starting to like catch on with him. Just like having the doors closed though and stuff, does that take away your power? Oh my god. Dude. I just spilled my Fanta everywhere. Oh my god. Okay, I'm back. That was so scary. Okay, I'm getting too cocky. I was over there smiling like, oh, I figured the game out. Jeez. Freddy's the worst. Night 5 is no joke. Shoot. I should let her in too, right? At this point. I'm gonna let them both in. See this. There we go. What am I doing? Okay. Who do you guys think is gonna kill me? Or what if we just sit in this room and don't do anything? And see what happens. See how long it takes. I'm not giving in. I'm not gonna open up my camera. See how long we can make it. Foxy. Kinda dumb. At my viewers though. This sweatshirt is way more comfy than that sweater I was wearing. Anyway. This is the night. This is the run. Do I get to see, Springtrap in this game? Like, once it ends. I just think I should keep asking her that's spoilers. so like zoned out when I'm doing the promos. I just like feel like it's like a fidget toy. Like that zone person. I'm not thinking about my power. actually, so I dragged him all the way. I was doing really good on power until Freddy, like, just decided to stay there. Ew. Is that him walking? I feel like I'm getting really close. Picked up on that. Is it always like that, or is that new? His name is Mangold, right? I suck at, like, hitting the door when I know he's there. I'm taking, like, little baby sips because I don't want to be done. Seriously? Why don't I just let them both in? See who gets to me faster. Gosh, they bug me. Why are you both here? Using up all my power. This is like not fair. Okay, he's gone. Not pretty though. But it just looks spicy sometimes. Benji, what's that like, that thing it's like the skeleton of the animatronic? What is that thing? And can you get me in this game? See, it was like popping up on my start screen a lot of time, but I didn't see them. What is that guy? He can't get me? Is that what they're gonna stuff in me? No, if I play dead, he said that if I play dead, then they might try to stuff a endoskeleton in me. I'm seeing what happens first. Do I die? I can't open up my camera. So am I gonna die? First? Or what? What's Freddy gonna come get me? Whatever. Talking about last night because I'm all out of Fanta. But it does seem to be have to go. Tarmon, what did you spill Freddy? Yes, I did. I did spill Freddy Fanta on me. Because Freddy scared me, and I yeah. So you could say Freddy Fanta on me. But do you guys want to watch that, like a video on what the guy was asking about last night? Tarmon, what was it? Not ad block popping up. Okay. 5 Nights at Freddy's lore slash not backstory, but based on, I guess I don't want lore, right? On true story. Okay. Five Nights at Freddy's. No, Five Nights at Freddy's is not based on a single true story, but its creator, Scott, is inspired by real life events and unnerving animatronic restaurants. Oh. 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 Inspiration. Inspiring stories. The rocket fire explosions. Yeah, that's what that guy was talking about. Okay. I'm so intrigued right now. Guys.
Who grew up in America during the 80s and 90s, you would know that if you were a kid who grew up in America during the 80s and 90s, you would know that the concept of animatronics in restaurants isn't new. Five Nights at Freddy's is actually inspired by showbiz Pizza and Chuck E. Cheese. Scott probably took inspiration from both of these places when designing Freddy Fazbear's band. For example, Freddy Fazbear himself looks like a blend between Billy Bob and Chuck E. Cheese. He's a bear, just like Billy Bob, and he has a top hat and bow tie, just like Chuck E. Cheese, or at least the early versions of Chuck E. Cheese. Then you have Chica, who could have been inspired by Helen Henny. They're both chickens.
Wait, pause, guys, look. It's my life. Full screen. Okay, turn on. Wait. There we go.
As well as both backup singers. And then Bonnie could have been inspired by Mr. Munch. They're both big and purple. And Foxy shares the same name as Foxy Colleen, plus they're both foxes, but also has a long snout, like Rolf the Wolf. Also, the pizzeria in FNAF has a lot of similarities to its real-life counterparts. For example, the placement of the tables is the exact same. They're all parallel to each other and facing the stage. And also, they all have arcades, though FNAF 3 is the only game where you actually get to see them. But even though you don't get to see the arcade machines in the other games, the mini games do imply that they're there because they have arcade graphics. There are also other, more subtle inspirations. For example, FNAF 2 focuses on the evolving nature of animatronics. Compare the progression of the FNAF animatronics to the progression of Chuck E. Cheese. The newer models look more curvy and are designed to appeal to children, while the earlier versions are not quite as kid-friendly. I mean, just look at this early version of Chuck E. Cheese. And so yes, he is indeed holding a cigar. Jesus Christ, Chucky, what are you doing? I thought this was a kid's restaurant. What the f— Another interesting thing that Scott Cawthon may have—
Oh my gosh, Tarmon, you are so picky. Wait, that's not the right one. That was my image. Display capture. Right? Oh, this one. First you want full screen, then you want me to change it. I'm kidding. Here you go. Love you.
taken inspiration from was this event known as Concept Unification. Concept Unification was an event that happened when Showbiz Pizza and Chuck E. Cheese merged into one company. Showbiz Pizza's animatronic band, the Rockafire Explosion, had to be stripped to its endoskeletons and reskinned into Chuck E. Cheese characters. This happened because Aaron Factor, the creator of the band, refused to give the rights to the characters to Chuck E. Cheese. And from that moment onward, the Rockafire Explosion was basically dead. I feel like a parallel can be drawn between this and the events of Sister Location. Circus Baby's Pizza World was closed prematurely due to quote-unquote gas leaks, and the animatronics have been abandoned ever since, just like the Rockafire Explosion. There are plenty of other parallels between Sister Location and Showbiz Pizza as well. Just as Showbiz Pizza is a competitor to Chuck E. Cheese, so is Circus Baby's Pizza World a competitor to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Also, William Afton, the creator of Circus Baby's band, may have been inspired by Aaron Fechter, the creator of the Rockafire explosion. Both of them are genius animatronic creators, and in my opinion, this is further supported by the fact that Scott Cawthon actually met Aaron Fechter, as you can see by this Steam comment, and clearly he is a big fan of his work. And the man who invested into William Afton's creations may have been inspired by Robert Brock, the investor of Showbiz Pizza. And by the way, quick note on the mysterious investor, the one on the left. You never actually get to see him in the FNAF games, but you do get to hear him. In fact, he's the very first voice you hear when you launch Sister Location for the first time in the opening cinematic. So yeah, all of these animatronics, people, and places were most likely the inspiration for Five Nights at Freddy's. When I said that the Rockafire explosion was basically dead, I didn't say the whole truth. The creator of the band, Aaron Fechter, actually made a channel recently of the band, and this channel actually garnered quite a bit of attention, and in a way the internet kind of brought it back to life, which I think is awesome. So I'm going to leave a link down below to it, and anyway, if you guys want to see more information about the history of Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz Pizza, I'm going to leave a link down below to an article on a fan site, which actually goes more in depth than I did in this video. Also, I used a number of Creative Commons images in this video, and I'm going to credit them down below. And finally, there's actually a documentary which I found really interesting, which I'm gonna link down below. It contains like interviews with a bunch of fans of the Rockafire and Aaron Fechter.
Okay. I thought there was gonna be more like about like shady stuff that happened. That wasn't like a lot. Okay. Here, the real-life tragedy that inspired
David, the movie.
I will not be afraid.
On December 14, 1993, in Aurora, Colorado, 19-year-old Nathan Dunlap entered a Chuck E. Cheese restaurant where he ordered a ham and cheese sandwich before playing an arcade game and then hiding in a restroom at about 9:50 p.m. He exited the room after closing at 10:05 p.m. and shot 5 employees with a .25 caliber semi-automatic pistol, fleeing the scene with $1,500 worth of cash and game tokens he stole from inside the restaurant, and was arrested at his mother's apartment 12 hours later. Based on these events, I have reason to believe that Scott Cawthon may have drawn some inspiration from this event, which gave birth to the first Five Nights at Freddy's game. In the original game, we find that there are 5 missing children that were killed and stuffed inside the animatronics by William Afton. Now, these 5 children...
It's boring. Guys, shall we watch my stream? No, that'd be cursed. Where's that? Yeah, let's play, what, Tarmon? Stream. Okay, fine, but then we are going to play Guess That Animatronic by the Emojis, because I just want to. Yeah, let's play, oh my god, the stream, the stream lag is so bad. Okay. Okay, fine, but then we are going to play Guess. This is not that bad.
On December 14th,
No, I don't like this video. I like the other one. It was like, whatever. But I need to know what video that guy in the chat was talking about. Because he seemed to, like, know some stuff.
Hey friends, welcome to Daily Quiz. Today you'll have to guess the Five Nights at Freddy's characters by the emoji. Watch closely and show us how well you know this movie. Before starting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more.
Video on FNAF1? Okay, but is there... I didn't beat it yet. So, is that going to give me spoilers? But I would watch Game Theory's video on FNAF1, maybe. Charmon, send the link in the chat, or send it to me on Discord, and then I will. But I want to guess these emojis.
More exciting challenges. Ready? Go! Round 1. Can you guess this character by emoji?
Ready!
Great start, it's Freddy Fazbear. Which character's this?
It's Foxy!
Famous Foxy. Can you guess?
That's the security guard? Guys, you have to guess too. You gotta put your guesses in the chat.
Mike Schmidt.
Oh!
Life insurance can help protect those you love.
We're here! Try to keep up! Look at all this cool new stuff Petco's got. What is that?
No free admin files.
Do you know this character?
Is this Bonnie? Or Vanessa? Is that her name? Or is this based off the movie?
It's Vanessa Shelley. Would you rather Mike Schmidt or Vanessa Shelley?
Oh, this is a nightmare. How do I pick? God.
Do you recognize who this is?
I'm a cupcake. Maybe?
A piece of cake. Challenge for those sharp eyes. Find the odd emoji among others.
Hello? Oh, it's that one. It's in the very corner. I see it. Here. It's this guy right there.
Name this one.
Is it supposed to be Chica?
Correct, it's Chica. Find the correct toy Chica from these 3 pictures.
I want the pink bendies. Easy.
B is the real toy Chica. Can you guess this character?
No. Oh, it's, oh, yeah. I've always got that.
Wow, it's Springtrap.
Yeah, that guy.
Not an easy question.
Oh, that one's not an easy question? Yeah. I have no idea. Maybe it's, Bonnie.
Bonnie's the correct answer. Pay attention. Find the one that stands out from the rest.
Gee. This is so difficult. Spring Bonnie?
This one right here.
Spring Bonnie.
Comment your favorite character below.
Oh, it's Bonnie. Springtrap freaks me out. Like, I'm actually scared of it.
Which character could this be?
It's the girl from the movie. I don't know her name, though. Do you know her name?
Exactly, it's Abby. Round 15.
Foxy the Dead and Hot.
Phantom Mangle.
Ew.
And this one? Good job, Golden Freddy. Next, let's test your memory. Remember the position of all emojis. Where's the fox emoji located? The fox emoji is located in the second position.
Alright, I'm bored. Oh my god, this video is 16 minutes long. Yeah, anyways. Taron, did you send me that link? It's a really corny video because it's really old, but it's still fun to watch. I mean, I don't think I care. Oh, you can see my shirt to buy this ticket.
I'm paying it off over
I thought you were asking because I wasn't wearing your sweater anymore.
No fees, no interest.
No.
You know what else has no interest? Me.
You can pay your own way.
Excuse me, sir?
Yeah.
The captain needs you back in the cockpit.
Oh, yeah, sir.
Hello once again, theorists. Welcome to Matt Pat Plays. Today we are playing the scariest game of all creation. You probably never heard of it. It's called Five Nights at Freddy's. Here we go. What's this? It's a camera. The camera came up. Oh, was that a bunny? Was that a bunny? I think it was a bunny. Oh my gosh. I am so scared right now. Oh god! Oh. It was only the fan. It's only the fan. Only a fan. I have never played a game this intense. Oh god! Shut the doors, shut the doors, shut the doors! Oh, please don't see me, please don't see me, please don't see me. I'm so scared right now. I'm so scared. Can you tell how scared I am right now? Okay, we're good. Oh! God! Just the fan. Just the fan.
I feel like he's making fun of me.
I don't know about you, but every time the camera makes the sound to come up, I pee a little bit in my pants. What? That's it? That's it? It's a jump scare? It's a little bunny rabbit jump scare. Really? Really? Alright. I mean, oh god. It's so
Bro.
terrifying. Oh,
I think Space
there's
Stick
the bunny
left.
rabbit, shut my door. Man, this is truly compelling gameplay. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm almost out of power. 11% and it's 5 a.m. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Oh, please don't get me Freddy. Please don't get me Freddy. Come on. Is this what it takes to get views on YouTube? Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, where fear is our middle name. Matthew Fear Patrick. It's a very strange name. Okay, I'll admit it, I didn't give Five Nights at Freddy's enough credit when it first came out. A few jump scares from creatures that, aren't that scary. People overreacting to it on YouTube. Meh, pass. But then when I asked you about it, you showed overwhelming support for an episode on the game on Twitter, so I began to dig a little deeper.
I'm sorry, this guy makes me mad. Overreacting? Like, sorry that I'm genuinely scared from jump scares. I don't know. Like,
Deeper, and what I found was some of the most interesting storytelling, most intriguing mysteries, and most disturbing events I'd read about in a long time. Now, if you were just to play the game straight through 5 days, the story would actually come across as pretty superficial. You're the new night guard watching the security cameras at a Chuck E. Cheese-style restaurant called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. 4 animatronics roam the halls at night because the owners don't want their servos to lock up. Bad news is, you can't let them near you, or else they'll kill you on the spot because you look like a naked endos.
also that intro was way too long. LOL.
skeleton. Ow, ow, show them those circuits. Apparently, one of them bit someone back in 87, presumably 1987. And the past guard leaves you recorded phone messages to act as your tutorial. That is, as much as he could record before he got himself killed. And that's it. Stay 5 nights, collect your paycheck, done, game over, play something new. But playing it that way is doing the game a huge disservice, because that's not even scratching the surface. If you're really observant, you start to unravel the layers of unsolved mysteries around this place. You find that there's a 5th animatronic, that posters on the wall will change randomly, that news clippings appear and disappear, telling the dark secrets of this twisted place. Putting it all together, here's the rest of the story. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, once a popular restaurant, fell into hard times when 5 children went missing there after being lured to a back room by a man dressed in a character costume. Though a suspect was caught and convicted, the bodies of the children were never recovered. The pizzeria was also threatened with shutdown due to sanitation complaints, as foul odors started to come from the animatronics, blood and mucus oozing from their eyes and mouths. The last article, written years after the incident, states that the pizzeria would finally be closed by year end. In addition to the core 4 robots, Chica, Bonnie, Freddy, and Foxy, there's also a 5th, unofficially referred to as Golden Freddy. Ignoring the rules of physics, Golden Freddy appears and disappears at will, can inexplicably travel through doors, wherever, causing strange hallucinations. And when he attacks you, you're not taken to the typical game over screen, your game crashes. So that's unsettling. And there's also strange messages appearing on the walls, repeating the words, "It's me." According to the game's creator, the place is indeed haunted by what we can only assume to be the spirits of the 5 lost children. So that's the gist of it. Murder, missing children, foul odors, killer robots, and pizza. But that story leaves a lot of lingering questions. Who is your character? How's he fit in? Why does he stay for 5 nights when he's very clearly confronting the possibility of death? What more can we know about this terrifying Golden Freddy? And most importantly, what is the complete story behind Five Nights at Freddy's? They're all good questions about a delightfully incomplete and mysterious story with just enough threads to keep you theorizing. So now, if you'll indulge me, let me reciprocate that story with one of my own. I think you'll find it interesting. December 1993.
I use PayPal to buy this ticket. I'm paying it off
I'm
over
not
time.
playing the
No
game
fees,
anymore.
no
I want
interest.
to,
You know what else has no interest?
The game theory video on game.
Aurora, Colorado. 10 p.m. Tuesday night at a local Chuck
On the first game. Sorry.
E. Cheese. After a family birthday party runs long, manager Margaret Kohlberg and teenage employees Sylvia Crowell, Ben Grant, Colleen O'Connor, and Bobby Stevens are forced to stay late to close up shop. But as Margaret tallies receipts in the back, Bobby scrubs down the kitchen, and the other 3 work outside in the main arcade. Unknown to any of the 5, there's actually a 6th person locked in the building with them.
Oh my gosh. I was just talking about this. Okay. So I watched a video, yeah, so I watched a video on it, but it wasn't very long, so I don't know, I just kind of saw that it was, like, the band of animatronics, which is really cool, and then they, like, they showed us images of how it, like, stripped, like, the endoskeletons, and then turned into Chuck E. Cheese's stuff, but if there was, like, more than I don't know, is my mic still quiet, Tarmon, or is it just, that I was talking quietly? Do you have a video that's, like, more in depth? I don't know, but anyways, this video is by Game Theory. It's called Game Theory, Five Nights at Freddy's, Scariest Monster Is You. I'll put the link in chat. But, the intro to this video is so long and it's kind of stupid, so you can, like, skip if you watch it on your own. There you go.
Waiting silently in the darkened restrooms, a 19-year-old named Nathan Dunlap. Earlier that year, Nathan had begun working there as a cook, dough master, before getting fired in July after a disagreement over his hours. Now, 5 months later, he was back. At 10:05, he left the bathroom, pulled out a small caliber handgun, and proceeded to execute everyone in the building. First Sylvia, then Ben, then Colleen. Dunlap then moved to the kitchen, where he surprised Bobby Stevens. The bullet entered Bobby's jaw, sending him sprawling onto the ground. Then finally, Nathan moved to the back, the office, where Margaret opened the safe before Nathan shot her twice, proceeded to grab her bag, filling it with $1,600 in cash, arcade tokens, and keychains. Spurred on by the building's security footage, police were at his home a few hours later, where he was promptly arrested. Eventually, he was tried and sentenced to death, but his story re-entered the news just recently as his punishment has been postponed, leading people to debate whether he's able to sleep soundly, knowing that his execution has been delayed. This is a tragic story, a disgusting waste of human life, and one that I won't joke about or make fun of in any way, but I want to address it because I have a strong suspicion that this story is the one that inspired Five Nights.
Rock, Fire Explosion, the best band you've never heard of. Oh, right here. Oh my gosh, that's so long. I'm not gonna skip it, especially since... But if this one was, like, shorter, I might have.
Nights at Freddy's. Let's look at the facts. First, I don't think that there's any doubt that Freddy's is a parody of Chuck E. Cheese. From the singing animatronics to the alliterative naming of the characters, the parallels are just obvious, so the setting is certainly the same. Next, what year does Five Nights take place? The time is certainly kept vague, but there are clues that we can put together. For one, the Chuck E. Cheese franchise had a tremendous period of growth and success in the late 80s and early 90s, but started to decline along the same time as arcades, with at-home video game consoles taking center stage. So that's one clue, but we can get even more detailed, specifically with your character's paycheck. Each night you're working a 6-hour shift, and you're spending 5 nights there.
idea.
So that's 30 hours of total work time for $120. In total, $4 an hour. How can they do that? That's below minimum wage for 2014. But in 1990, minimum wage was $3.80. In 1991, it was raised to $4.25. And by 1996, you were looking at about $5 an hour. So the game seems to take place between 1991 and 1996. The Nathan Dunlap story took place in 1993. But let's move on to the most important comparison, the victims. In the
I use PayPal to buy
Oh my
this
gosh.
ticket. I'm paying it
This
off over
video is
time.
full
No
of ads.
fees, no interest.
You know what else has no interest? Me.
You can pay your own way.
Excuse me, sir?
Yeah.
The captain needs you back in the cockpit.
Oh, yeah, sir.
game, there were 5 child victims. In the real-life story, there were also 5 victims. But we can get even more specific. Online theories about the game always tend to draw a parallel between the number of kids missing to the number of animatronics, saying that the children's
Mitzi, 5 Beach Kai. Oh, that one's a lot less. I mean, that one's a lot shorter.
bodies were stuffed in the various suits. And this appears to be true. Bonnie and Chica both have moans and raspy breath sound effects, as though someone's trying to cling to the last threads of their lives stuffed inside the costumes. And other sounds made by the animatronics are just slowed down versions of children's laughs and screams. Additionally, as the news clipping mentions, the suits ooze blood and mucus and begin to stink, like decaying bodies or reanimated corpses. So 5 victims, 5 suits, seems like like a slam dunk, but nowhere does it say that all 5 were murdered, only that they went missing and couldn't be found. Also, the trouble a lot of people have with this theory is Golden Freddy. Why is that guy so limp and lifeless? So unlike the others. It's weird, until you go back to the real life story. Yes, there were 5 people shot that night in Chuck E. Cheese, which matches the 5 victims in Freddy's story, but of those, one survived. Bobby, the one from the kitchen, miraculously survived the shot to his jaw. After he was knocked to the floor by the bullet, he went limp, played dead, to avoid the killer coming back to finish the job. And that relates exactly to the advice you're given on night 3 by the phone guy.
Try playing dead. You know, go limp.
Again, let me reiterate that I'm not trying to make light of the real-life events by comparing them to bear costumes and animatronics, but I do want to point out that these similarities do exist. And what else is limp and appears to be a lifeless, empty suit in the game? Golden Freddy. Surviving the attack, Bobby was able to go to trial.
Is that better? Can you hear me? It says it's picking it up. Can you guys hear me? Well, I said hi, and I said we're watching this video on the theory, on the game, and then just then I was like, so does that mean that Golden Freddy's phone guy?
And be a damning piece of evidence in the case against Nathan Dunlap, ultimately leading to his death sentence. Which animatronic surprises you by appearing randomly? The one you don't expect and has no clear pattern? Golden Freddy. It's also worth mentioning that of all the cameras in the restaurant, one is always black, preventing you from seeing what's going on. That camera is located in the kitchen, leading many to assume it's where Golden Freddy hides, which just so happens to be the place Bobby was able to survive the attack. So I ask, odd coincidence or source of inspiration? In fact, if you think about it, the behavior of the animatronics really corresponds with key features of each of the real-life story's victims. We just covered Golden Freddy and Bobby, but the rest have strange parallels too. Bonnie goes into the utility closet filled with floor cleaning supplies, the most prominent ones being a mop and a broom. It's probably one of the most random rooms in the game, until you consider that Ben, the second victim, was vacuuming at the time of the attack. Foxy is kept sequestered in the back of the building, behind a curtain, more aggressive than all the rest, similar to the way Margaret, the manager, was in the back office counting receipts at the time of the murder, and her role as manager would inherently make her more aggressive or assertive. Sylvia was closest to the bathroom and was cleaning up the salad bar at the time of the attack. Chica walks past the bathroom and is associated with food. And Freddy, well, he doesn't have that strong of a parallel with Colleen, but he does appear in the girls' restroom. Odd for what we would assume to be a male animatronic. Maybe it's a reference to Colleen being a girl, or a nod to Nathan's plan of hiding in the bathroom until he was ready to attack. Alright, after doing all the research, reading every fan theory in existence, and putting all the clues together, what can this mean for the story of the game? I think the game is an allegory for that night back in 1993. Here's my final interpretation. You, Mike Schmidt, are the murderer, former employee of Freddy's Pizzeria. Like Nathan in the real story, you were fired for the reasons stated in the Day 7 pink slip: tampering with the animatronics, being unprofessional, odor. Maybe it was your tampering with the robots that caused the infamous bite of 87. Regardless, like Nathan, you were mad and wanted to get even. So you lured children to the back using a costume, killed them, stuffed their bodies into the animatronic suits, hoping to get the place shut down, then left. Notice that the newspaper clippings never say it's an employee of the company luring the children away, but we know it must have been someone with access and knowledge of the employees only section of the building. And as the newspaper clippings clearly show, just like Nathan, you were caught almost immediately, captured on the security footage. You were arrested, tried, and convicted, forced now to live on death row. The Freddy's Pizzeria you work in now are just the nightmares that haunt you, taunting you every night with the phrase, "It's me, it's me, it is you. You are the killer. The nightmare is also why everything is so surreal. Posters switching at random, heads on the animatronics glitching, Golden Freddy appearing and disappearing at will, taunting you as the one that got away. It's also why you're only at the pizzeria from midnight to 6 a.m. every night. It's a nightmare. It's in your sleep. It's a place you created, a restaurant long closed as evidenced by the spider webs, and overrun with angry spirits out for revenge on you, and you alone as the one who took their lives, as evidenced by them completely ignoring the naked endoskeleton elsewhere in the building. It's also a place you can't escape from, why you find yourself back there night after night, even after you complete your 5 nights. See you back next week, the ending text goes. You're unable to leave this terror, the threat of death, the guilt, because it never ends. And in a delightfully ironic twist, your personal hell forces you to supervise the exact same security footage that led to your capture in the first place. But hey.
Okay, I'm bored of that. Let's watch the Mitzi, mozzarella. Jordan, are you still here?
AI is here, and Chevron is working to power it. We're aiming to develop multi-gigawatt power plants.
The Rockafire Explosion was an animatronic band that performed at Showbiz Pizza Place establishments from 1980 to 1993 before they were removed entirely by parent company Showbiz Pizza Time Incorporated, which would eventually become CEC Entertainment to the dismay of longtime fans of the band. In recent years, the Rockafire Explosion has gained a cult following amongst adults who saw them perform as kids and youth that have grown interested in these 80s icons. This is because of the personality of the characters that make up the band and their unique traits and movements that give them a charm unlike any other. The band was composed of 8 main members, each playing a role as an instrumentalist, singer, or as comedy relief, most often, however, being one of all 3. Even though every character in the band would have a noticeable singing role in a song performed, whether in form of a solo song or as chorus in the background, none compared to the main singer of the band, Mitzi Mozzarella, arguably one of the most popular characters in the Rockafire Explosion band. Whether you're an old fan or a new one, this is all you need to know about the Rockafire Explosion's teen sensation and voice of magic, Mitzi, from the past to now.
I was just getting bored of that video. Also, now that I have to, like, pause to talk, you know.
Before becoming the beloved character known today, Mitzi's roots go back to the early days of creative engineering's dive into animatronic technology. At that time, she wasn't even a thought in the mind of her creator, Aaron Fechter, the founder of the company and the man responsible for bringing the Rockafire Explosion to life. In 1978, Fechter had just completed an animatronic band known as the Wolfpack 5, which is considered one of the 2 bands that would grandfather the Rockafire. Constructed and first installed at the 1978 IAAPA convention to attract potential investors looking to purchase the show for recreational entertainment use, it was a sight to behold in the late 1970s, considering how advanced the technology of these characters was. During the introduction of his band at the convention, Fechter would be approached by Nolan Bushnell, who had just started his brand new animatronic entertainment venture by the name of Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater. However, he ultimately declined his offer twice, and instead set out with the goal to beat the Big Cheese at his own game. This would be where Fechter would meet Robert Brock, who would then become a former Pizza Time Theater franchisee after joining forces with Fechter to create their own chain of family restaurants with animatronic characters, better known as Showbiz Pizza Place.
I bet that pizza tastes good.
You've never seen a place like Showbiz Pizza Place. We'll serve you a pizza second to none. So come for pizza, stay for the fun.
The Wolfpack 5, of course, gets its name from its 5 members, and the head honcho of the band, the Wolfman. Among the other members includes what I like to call Mitzi's grandmother, if you will, as she was the first to become what would turn into Mitzi Mozzarella. The female singer of this 5-character band actually wasn't a mouse at all. She went by the name Queenie, and was in fact a fox, and there were quite a few significant differences between her and her successor characters that we'll talk about in just a moment. Queenie was known to have 2 main outfits, with more examples being present on other shows that she was constructed for, and in certain shots it seems that she had yellow hair, though this was the only reference I could really find of it. Queenie's voice, compared to Mitzi's, was far deeper, and she sounded a lot more like a mature woman, rather than a teenage girl.
He took his car out to the drugstore. The boxes all were there. The other gang were Wolfpack that made him take the chair.
Fast forwarding to the opening of Showbiz Pizza Place in
Jordan, so why is your, why do you like Mitzi mozzarella so much?
1980. At this time, the Wolfpack 5 was installed in the very first store in Antioch, Kansas City, and the characters would make their official showbiz debut. Queenie, however, would be absent from this variant of the Wolfpack 5, instead becoming the character Mini Mozzarella, who would lay the groundwork for Mitzi going forward. The reason this change was done was due to the order of showbiz executives who wanted a mouse character in the band, which they say was due to the place being a pizza restaurant with cheese as the main ingredient. Yeah, right. Aaron Fechter was quite hesitant about making this change, but would then work to adapt it and make Minnie's presence in the band more welcomed in the future. Many details that would translate over to Mitzi can be seen on Minnie. For example, both of them being mice for starters, and also keeping her high-pitched voice.
I never really understood till the drag strip took him away. Mickey was my boyfriend, so slick, so sharp, so cool. His hot rod.
Most major and notable differences, however, are her hair color and style, the makeup, her outfit, fur color, and interestingly enough, her inclusion of a tail. This would not be present in her next variation, shockingly enough, presumably because it felt out of place on Mitzi. As Minnie performed for a brief period of time in Antioch, her stage light would slowly begin to shift over to face a replacement, because just like her fellow Wolfpack bandmates, she was about to undergo a major—
I like her outfit. I think it's really cute. What the... I think he was talking about Mitzi Mozzarella, but thanks, I guess.
transformation to make her part of the greatest animatronic band of all time. Before becoming the Mitzi we know today, she and the rest of the band would have beta variant designs which would lay the basis of what their current variants that we know of today would become. Beta Mitzi is really not far off from what her modern look design would eventually become, but there are many differences here that would be absent in the final design, and probably for the better. The first majorly noticeable design difference of this model would be much like what many—
one second. Be right back. Okay. I'm back, sorry. Someone knocking on my door.
Many of the other characters were referred to during this time, looking grotesque and disproportionate, especially at the face. Beta Mitzi was probably the strangest looking of the bunch, compared to her other center stage companions who looked more or less like their final variants did, with some minor revisions to them. She also had some very odd body proportions, where her top torso appeared to be much thinner, and her outfit seemed to conform more to her body. Her face appeared to be larger, and her snout seems way longer than normal. Her smile is unnerving. Her lips appear much more exaggerated than the final version, and her makeup is not nearly as visible or present as it is in the final variant. I guess she has a nice personality. There would be more tests of Mitzi before her current look would come to fruition. Her facial features would eventually be changed, looking closer to her modern look, but they would still have lips and a nose that would be slightly overemphasized, which would also carry over to some of her early merch of her. It's also worth noting that the ribbons in her hair are red, in contrast to her normal green ones. There was also either a test or temporary look for Mitzi somewhere where her pigtails appear to be ironed out in contrast to her curls. I personally don't like this look, and I'm kinda glad that the curls were kept in favor. It makes her look much younger. Her outfit stayed mostly the same, but was simplified a bit more on her final design. This outfit consisted of her cream sweater with a green M in the center, a green dickie underneath, and a green skirt, coupled with her black Converse shoes and green pom-poms. She was a very dynamic character with the average personality of a typical American schoolgirl in the 80s.
Well, cars, cash, boys, and clothes and stuff like that.
Oh, that's real nice. At this time, however, she was voiced by Aaron Fechter, who basically just mimicked the voice of Minnie. It was very high-pitched and squeaky, which, considering that Mitzi is supposed to be a young mouse, fits and makes sense. However, it was a huge contrast to the other voices when used in songs as her own singing voice. This wasn't particularly because it didn't fit with her character, but it just felt very out of place in a lot of the song tracks, due to her high voice standing out more than the others and sounding unusually odd side by side with the mostly bass and baritone parts of the male characters.
My boyfriend, if he finds you here, he's gonna smash your ugly face in. Hey la, hey la.
Because of this, change had to come for Mitzi's voice, and so it did. In 1982, Monique Danielle would take the voice of Mitzi temporarily, but it apparently sounded very close to Aaron's Mitzi voice and therefore didn't change much. It wouldn't be until late 1982 that Mitzi's full-time voice actor would come around, being little 11-year-old Shalisa Sloan. Shalisa, despite being young, brought her incredible singing talent to the floor with Mitzi and made the character really shine, fitting perfectly with the 80s schoolgirl cheerleader vibe that was needed by bringing her personality along with her into the character. Because of this, and with Shalisa being Mitzi's full-time actor, the most unique characteristic of Mitzi is born, that being that she would be the only character to grow as she got older, going through more changes than the others did, personality-wise and vocal-wise, which made Mitzi feel a lot more textured. You can hear a clear dynamic in Mitzi's singing and speaking voices throughout the years, which is present in nearly every show tape.
It was an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini that she wore for the first time today. I've got my mind set on you. I've got my mind set on you. I've got my mind set on you. I've got my mind set.
Couple this along with the design that made Mitzi appear to be more youthful, talented, and spunky, the character looked as she intended to be. In the discussion of her traits, let's talk about her physical appearance as an animatronic. Mitzi stands approximately 5 feet and 7 inches, making her shorter than a few of the other characters. However, she is not the shortest character in the band. This is also about the average height of a human, which, if you were to stand side by side to her, you can see that she is far more modest in her size and appearance than nearly all other characters. Under the stage, Mitzi is known to have 19 movements, which makes her the third in which character has the most valves. These movements include, in numerical order, her mouth, left ear, left eyelid, right eyelid, left eye turn, right eye turn, left head turn, right head turn, upward head turn, left arm raise, left elbow, left arm twist, left body twist, right body twist, and body lean. For the most part, Mitzi's design did not change at all for most of the 80s, both cosmetically and technically. After her character design and voice were locked in, she would remain this way for nearly every single show tape she would be in. There are a few instances where she was found to have outfit changes during this time in specific restaurants based on location, however, with prime examples of this being in Memphis, Tennessee. This was done to make her cheerleading outfit match the local college football team that was nearby, both to give her character and of course to root on the local team. This might have been done at other locations, but as far as I can tell, this was the only example I could really find. Despite this minor change, there was not much else that changed about Mitzi during this time while being installed in showbiz. But as many may or may not know, around the start of the 90s, things for the Rock-afire were about to change, which included Mitzi as well. And unfortunately, these changes, however, would not be for the better.
Gifts for the outdoors and the outdoorsy. Eddie Bauer.
Meet the Dell PC with Intel Core Ultra.
Beginning in 1989, Showbiz Pizza Time Incorporated would begin the gut-wrenching transitional process known as concept unification. This was a series of events that occurred in the early 90s at most Showbiz Pizza locations one by one. For those unfamiliar with concept unification, this was a process done at Showbiz.
You're right, I'm reading your thing, Jordan. The Mitzi Mozzarella by Billy Bob's Wonderland has a new mask now, and it's wearing a Santa hat too. Is that something that they have like right now? Like right now? Or is it's part of the timeline? Billy Bob's Wonderland. I don't know what that is either. Sorry if that's something they already said. I was a little bit uncomfortable. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you know, you said you talked about this yesterday. That's cool. Children's Amusement Center. Oh, have you been there, like, in person? West Virginia. Wonder how far away that is from where I'm at. I don't know, but let's keep watching.
Pizza place restaurants across the country, where the Rockafire explosion would be completely removed and reskinned and replaced by the Munch's make-believe band. Essentially, a bastardized...
When you said the Rockefire's explosion, I thought it was like an actual explosion that happened. That, like, you know, people. So this is totally not what I was expecting. But it's so cool that they had, like, an actual band.
Version of the Rockafire explosion. An installation videotape was released along with boxes of cosmetics and other items to replace the Rockafire explosion. This effectively got rid of the band entirely and everything to do with it, causing the name Showbiz Pizza Place to fade into distant obscurity. I don't intend to go into detail with concept unification here, but I'll be posting another detailed concept unification video in the future if you want to check it out, which you can watch up here if it's actually done. For now though, it's important to discuss this process a bit for a few reasons, especially when it comes to Mitzi. During concept unification, directly stated by Jewel Kamen, who was the creative director for Showbiz Pizza Time at this point, the traits of the Rockafire Explosion's band members were recycled and their most desirable character points were used to bring new life to the Pizza Time players, the existing band chosen to be used in Showbiz pizza restaurants going forward. By far one of the most influential characters during this process, unfortunately, was Mitzi Mozzarella. As previously discussed, Mitzi's character design was successful in both the aspect of being a pivotal role in the Rockafire band, but also due to her appeal to young girls for merchandising as a role model. The character whom would replace Mitzi was the clucking old hen known as Helen Henny, who was the exact opposite of everything that Mitzi was. This, of course, was the issue at hand. The Rockafire's traits and character
Said every year during Halloween time and Christmas time they have them wear these kind of outfits. Oh, that's so cool. I can't believe they just, like, killed them. Like, what?
Characters all had unique personalities in contrast to the bland and almost gray personalities of the Pizza Time players. The simple answer...
These ones feel, like, a lot less lifeless. I mean, they feel a lot more lifeless.
To combat this was to do what Jewel Kamen referred to as Mitzifying Helen. Because Mitzi was younger, spunkier, and seemingly fresh-faced in contrast to the old Broadway performer that Helen was, her traits were much more desirable to use. Therefore, during Concept Unification's final planning process, it was decided that Mitzi's youthfulness would be transferred onto Helen, and ultimately, she would become an entirely new character. She became much younger, appeared to be much more vibrant and bubbly, and her outfit was uniquely close to Mitzi's with the exception of the colors in the blouse. Nearly everything that made Mitzi unique was translated over to Helen, and this was what made her click with the new Munch's Make-Believe band after Concept Unification was completed. With this in mind, it's safe to say that if not for Mitzi, the Helen Henny that most people grew up with really wouldn't have existed at all, whether you went to a former showbiz or not. I might discuss this in another video, but for now, I'm going to get back on track. When starting the Concept Unification installation process, workers are required to remove Mitzi's pigtail mounts, but are instructed not to remove the ear levers. This is to make way for Helen's pigtails, which would use Mitzi's ear levers to make her appear more animated. Afterwards, it was required to unbolt Mitzi's Mac valve quick disconnect, remove her from the stage, and then remove her Mac valve bank as well, so that when she would become Helen on the Munch's Make-Believe Band 3-stage setup, her mech would be moved to Duke's old spot, which would effectively flip her position on stage so she could be closer to Chuck E. This would assist in the loss of space due to Duke being...
She reminds me a lot of, Chica from... Which game is it? Is it Security Breach? I have a little figurine of her. I don't know where it is. But you know, like the white Chica with like the neon. My favorite Mitzi Munch, Dancing in the Street. Yeah, I definitely want to listen to the songs because like she sounded pretty good.
Moved over to stage left. It's also worth noting that during the prototype concept unification test, Mitzi was actually used for Chuck E. Cheese. The reason for this was most likely because they are both mice, or rather a mouse and a rat, making it an easy conversion. I don't think this worked out, however, due to the size contrast of the two characters and the actual movements of the character being a bit too feminine for Chuck to mimic. The process of concept unification is always sad to talk about, but it's important to see how the Rockafire characters would really shape what would become modern Chuck E. Cheese, as it's safe to say that without them, a lot of our childhoods might have seen a different band of character personalities. To shift the focus back over to Mitzi, with Showbiz Pizza Time Incorporated essentially kicking Aaron and creative engineering out the door at this point, and now struggling to stay afloat with a bunch of Rockafire shows that had to be sold, creative engineering would make their newest set of animatronics known as the Midgens, which were plastic-based animatronics and would go on to turn into the new Rockafire explosion to try and top the former Rockafire bots. But realistically, they weren't able to do so and they failed to really get off the ground. This version of the band seemed more advanced than the previous, but it lacked a lot of charm that the classic Rockafire did. Mitzi of course made her return here, but underwent a vast change in her appearance, now looking a bit more hip and modern if you will, with a black dress and her wig almost always lacking in every present example. This version of Mitzi looked much different from her original, but basically acted and sang the same way as her previous did. Ultimately, the new Rockafire did not succeed as intended and would essentially be Mitzi's final modern iteration. The classic Mitzi would still be used in a lot of stores, many of which didn't want to go through concept unification. Ultimately though, these stores didn't succeed, or they would close down due to the fact that they couldn't compete with Chuck E. Cheese or couldn't stay afloat without the Showbiz name. And for the time, this would be the end of Mitzi's character development, and she would remain the same as she did in the mid-1980s going forward. Despite remaining mostly the same, it's important to note a few alternate designs and other details about Mitzi that occurred from then to now.
Crest Clean Breath neutralizes bacteria for long-lasting, cleaner breath. Get that.
Chapter 5, like night 5? Oh, I didn't mean to pause it.
After Aaron had moved on from developing the Rockafire in the late 90s, and its resurgence in popularity booming in the early days of the internet, the Rockafire once again returned to the limelight. Mitzi remained the same visually. However, when Aaron began to make new shows for the band, Shalisa would step into and return as the voice actor. However, she now sounded much more mature since she was all grown up. This not only fit Mitzi perfectly to go along with her fans growing older with her, but also made Mitzi appear to act more like a young woman, at least in newer shows where Shalisa's voice was used. Of course, I couldn't end the video without talking about the Moonrockers, whom Mitzi was a member of, so to speak, at least mechanically. The Moonrockers were a band developed by Aaron in the mid-80s after the Showbiz Pizza Time merger, mostly as a way to try and gain new
This one right here, the ears look like Foxy.
Customers and a market to keep animatronics alive. In this band, the center stage characters would be recycled into alien-like characters that would have similar but almost completely different personalities and mannerisms. Mitzi's character mech would be reused in this band, taking on the role of Princess Heyyy, voiced by actress B.J. Ward. Ultimately, though, as expected, things didn't go according to plan, and because of this, the Moonrockers were shelved, with only one band being developed and stored at Creative Engineering for using a former center stage. When Creative Engineering was still receiving funding from Showbiz Pizza Place in the early 80s, Mitzi was one of the 3 characters who had plans to be upgraded into a second-generation animatronic. Her second-gen animatronic was the only one that was actually, for the most part, completed. It was able to function mostly as intended, but it lacked body shells and cosmetics, minus her face. There was also a new outfit planned to go with this Mitzi, but it never really came to be. As for the second-generation animatronics, due to funding being cut by Showbiz, this would effectively halt
The endoskeleton thing is so creepy.
all the upgrades for Creative Engineering's animatronic designs. Mitzi also has 2 alternate character designs that would appear in the later 2000s, where she keeps most of her personality, but looks visually different. The first and more well-known of the 2 is Hannah Banana, who is a Welsh monkey character that would be used in a chain of stores in the United Kingdom, appropriately called Hannah Banana. The Hannah Banana character would perform on a stage with Billy Bob and Looney Bird in front of the Smitty Super Service Station background wall. Interesting to note is that the mech for Hannah Banana actually has a tail. As for the other alternate form of Mitzi, this version remains called, well, Mitzi, but she's no longer a mouse and is instead a bear, part of the Hard Luck Bear show at Gulliver's Kingdom in the United Kingdom as well. This Hard Luck Bears show, of course, is not the original produced by Creative Engineering, but is instead a Rockafire retrofit to look close enough to it. And of course, that means all the characters, including Mitzi, have to be bears. Cool. And so that brings us to today. For the most part, everything about Mitzi has remained the same as it did back in the 80s, and judging by her history, it's no wonder she's seen as one of the most popular characters of the band. She has quite a unique charm that she brings to the stage that the boys simply just don't have. And that's all you need to know about Mitzi Mozzarella from the Rockafire Explosion. If there's anything I missed, let me know in the comments below, but please be civil about it. If enough information is missing, I may make a follow-up video in the future to correct any information that is lacking in this video. I want to thank the following people, websites...
Okay, well that was cool. Thanks for sharing with us, Jordan. I'm not gonna watch...
The Rockafire Explosion was...
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that one tonight. Because I'm gonna get off in a second. But yeah, what's your favorite FNAF animatronic? And I see there's a couple other people watching too. So if you have a favorite, you can drop it in the chat. I think that I really like Security Breach Chica. She's my favorite. I think she's so cute. And like, my favorite colors are pink and green, so yeah. Glamrock Chica, that's her name. How far back are you guys? Oh. I show meat. I don't know what you're talking about, but I probably... Oh. Well. Oh, thank you. I don't know if you're in here right now, but thanks for subscribing. Yeah, anyways. I am tired, so I'm gonna get off for tonight, but I will see you guys next time. Bye. I don't know how to end this.